My God, it's amazing what you find when you start rummaging about a bit. Anyway, let's do this. Welcome Classic Rock fans and welcome Patreons. I was having a good clear out recently and I discovered an envelope that was stuffed with old gig tickets, which I thought I'd lost, to be honest with you. So I thought I'd share a few of those with you, because they used to be a work of art in themselves. Pink Floyd live at Wembley Stadium, £16. The old stadium's been torn down since then. I saw a few bands there, including the Stones. Anyway, it's another lovely gig ticket. REM plus special guests. What a nice ticket that has. Earl's Court. Again, Earl's Court, London. It's another arena that's no longer in existence. I think I must be a jinx. A few of these. That Alice Cooper. This is Alice Cooper on the Trash Tour. You can see that. And this is the very first concert I ever went to. Kiss, Wembley Arena. It's not going to focus. There we go. Kiss, Wembley Arena, 1984. Animalised tour, supported by Bon Jovi. I've even got the programme somewhere. I'm actually going to sell a lot of my tour programmes, put them on eBay. Because I never look at them, and I'm just not interested in keeping them. But I am interested in keeping the tickets. This is the first time I ever saw Jethro Tull. Crest of a Knave tour. I will keep all my Jethro Tull programmes because they're absolutely fantastic. The Who at 50, British Tour 2014. Daltrey's voice was still kind of holding up then, I think. This is Yes, 35th anniversary tour at the New Theatre Oxford. This is the first time I saw Yes at the Newcastle City Hall. Roger Waters, a fairly recent ticket, 2018, the Us and Them tour. What a fantastic tour that was. I mean, halfway through the show, the whole of Battersea Power Station was lowered down into the audience. Wonderful stuff. This is Alvin Lee. This is Alvin Lee at the Reading Hexagon Theatre. It was supported by Edgar Winter and Tony McPhee from the Groundhogs. Pink Floyd, another Pink Floyd ticket live in '89. This was the Docklands Arena, which I don't think it exists anymore. This is a really interesting ticket. It's a bit crumpled. Aerosmith live in Berlin. That's where I saw Aerosmith. Magnum, I don't remember Magnum. I think this is not the first time I saw Magnum, actually. This is Magnum live in '88 at the Reading Hexagon. Come on, focus, you bastard. I actually saw Magnum at the Reading Rock Festival in '87. They were on with Lee Aaron as well. I was a huge fan of Lee Aaron. I actually loved watching her. And Status Quo, I think, were the headliners that day. The Pretenders, Royal Albert Hall. Carole King, British Summertime. The earth did move under my feet, before you ask. This is a fairly recent Elton John ticket. I did see Elton John in the 80s, but I don't know if I've still got that ticket. And this is wonderful. An Evening with Crosby, Stills and Nash. That was a wonderful evening. Of course, we've lost Dave Crosby since then. Jeff Lynne's ELO, I think Nottingham Motor Point Arena. That was a good gig. Deep Purple, London Apollo Hammersmith. Paul Simon's Sting. This was an unusual pairing. It worked really well though. It ended beautifully with Sting accompanying Paul Simon doing a version of Bridge Over Troubled Water. One of the most chilling moments, chilling in a good way of course, is when Paul Simon did Sound of Silence, just him alone on the stage with the guitar. That was just absolutely beautiful. What's this old ticket here? Can hardly read it. Scorpions, special guest Vixen. This must have been, what, 1989? 1989, Scorpions, they were an act to see back in the day. Here's another old one, look. Jethro Tull 20th Anniversary Tour. Had a wonderful big poster as well, that huge poster, which I thought was in my loft, but I think my wife got rid of it behind my back, I think. Greg Lake, live at the Broadway Theatre, which is my local theatre. Status Quo, this was the reunion of Status Quo, of course, the Frantic Four when they got back together a few years ago. It must have been about 2014, I think. When was it? I'll tell you the exact date, I should be able to anyway. It doesn't print it on, afraid not. I think it was 2014. And here was that aforementioned Reading Festival ticket from 1987. Also Lee Aaron, Status Quo, Magnum, quite a few bands. There was Bad News. They were like a parody band, including the late great Rick Mail. Brian May came on with them as well. British Summertime, Neil Young, supported by The National. First time I saw The National, I absolutely loved them. I kind of knew their new album, so I knew some of the material. Neil Young was fantastic at this gig. Did quite a few songs from his Ragged Glory album, which was a welcome surprise. Bruce Springsteen, the Wrecking Ball tour. This was at Wembley Stadium, the new Wembley Stadium, I should say. This was a seated ticket. I wish I'd got a standing ticket. You feel more a part of it when you're standing, but it was a great show. He played the whole of Darkness on the Edge of Town, the whole album in its entirety. AC/DC live at the new Wembley Stadium again. I loved this show. It was a great set. Still had 3 principal members in the band then. Of course, we'd lost Malcolm Young, and Phil Rudd wasn't on drums, but it was a great night. Bloody loud. Ah, this is a nice one. Look, Rush. I don't know if you can see that. Rush live at the O2 in London on the Clockwork Angels tour. 75 quid. You see how the tickets have gone up. It was £16 to see Pink Floyd way back in '88. £75 to see Rush. Patti Smith and her band at the Cambridge Corn Exchange. And this is a nice one as well. I'm glad I kept this one. Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel. They did the whole of the. They did the first 2 Cockney Rebel album. They did it accompanied with an orchestra as well, so it was just lovely to see it. Dave Gilmour, Rattle That Lock tour. ZZ Top, blimey, that was a nice gig really. That was Hammersmith Odeon. It's not Hammersmith Odeon, it's Hammersmith Apollo by this time, but I'll always know it's Hammersmith Odeon. I lost a lot of gig tickets over the years. I've just gotten lost as I've moved about. I could never find my original Motorhead ticket, unfortunately. Daryl Hall and John Oates. And Daryl Hall still had a fine set of pipes on him by then. Again, Neil Young, Crazy Horse. I saw them on the Psychedelic Pill tour as well. That's Birmingham. Manic Street Preachers. This was at the Brixton Academy. Fantastic set. I saw them recently at the Cambridge Corn Exchange. I thought they were pretty shite, to be honest with you, but that was a really good gig. And this guy I absolutely love. Ryan Adams at the Lesser de Montfort Hall. I'd love to see him again. The Shadows. Look at that, The Shadows. Reading Hexagon. 1989. Tickets £11. This is an interesting one. This is Jethro Tull live at the 11th of April at the Garbushnova Hall in Moscow. I lived in Moscow for a few years, and I saw Tull there. I've got my Paul McCartney ticket, but I've kept that program, and it's upstairs with the program. Public Image Limited. That was HMV Forum 2012, August 2012. What else we got here? Robert Cray Band. Somebody accused me of wearing a Robert Cray t-shirt purely for virtue signalling, which is ridiculous. That's the ticket where I actually saw the man himself in concert, and bought the t-shirt. All Around My Hat, Steel I Span, from 1987. And this is a nice ticket as well. Fleetwood Mac, the full Rumours lineup at the O2. Great seat as well as block A2, so you can see how close to the front I was. Brilliant. Quite an old ticket from '88. Wembley Arena, Huey Lewis and the News, who were just awesome. Absolutely, I loved Huey Lewis and the News in the '80s, and they just my brother was into them really. But they were supported by the wonderful Melissa Etheridge, who I'd never even heard of before. When she came on, I just loved her set so much that I went out to my local record store the next day, as you had to in those days, no Amazon, and purchased her album. I think I've still got a copy. Fish live at the Royal Albert Hall. This was on the Vigil of Mirrors tour. Try that again. This was on the something wilderness tour, wasn't it? Vigil in the Wilderness of Mirrors. That's it. That's the tour it was. And what's this one? Oh, this was one of the best gigs ever. History of the Eagles tour. They came on with the original guitarist, which was just wonderful, and of course Glenn Fry was still with them as well. Bernie Ledden, the original guitarist. It really felt like the Eagles. Kiss Crazy Nights tour hasn't printed very well. Kiss Crazy Nights tour 88. That was one of the loudest gigs I've ever been to be honest with you. Travis at the Reading University. Rory Gallagher. Come on, focus, you buzz. Rory Gallagher at the Reading Hexagon. When was that? 88. 3rd of December 1988. And this is Donovan live at the Key Theatre. It's a local one, but I got him to sign the ticket. Styx. When was this? My word. This must have been 2002 or something like that. Styx 2002 at the Hammersmith Odeon. And here is the programme from the very first concert I went to. Kiss. I wonder if this... I've kept it in good condition. I don't know if it's worth any money though, to be honest with you, but I'll probably sell all these now. I don't know about you, but they just collect dust and they just don't seem to serve any purpose. But the tickets, I intend to do a nice sort of clip frame display of all my tickets and put them on the wall somewhere, but the programmes I think I'll get shot of. The only ones I will keep, of course, I mean, the Pink Floyd programmes were just shite really back in the day, just a load of pictures, but the Jethro Tull programmes were just a work of art. They really were. Loads of text, information. They were just fantastic. That was the Crest of a Knave tour. Anyway, sorry to bore you with all this shit. I just thought I'd share this with you. It kind of interested me. And anyway, I'll just leave it there. I hope you're well. Of course, staying safe, and hope you keep listening.